Hey everyone, Organic Pixel here, and with a quick video celebrating 15 years of Left 4 Dead 2.
Official instructions.
Ultimately, if you haven't played Left 4 Dead 2, please drop everything and buy this game for $2 right now. If you missed today's sale, if you're watching this video later, typically this game goes on sale every holiday season. It's definitely well worth your time. There's hundreds, if not even thousands of hours of gameplay to be had here with you and your buddies. If you have played Left 4 Dead 2, pick it up again. I'm not sure when the last time you might have played it would be, but the amount of new content and features, and hell, even new mods that exist, really create an experience that's like no other. Even just the objectives themselves, it's a very simple and streamlined gaming experience. Ultimately, Left 4 Dead 2 constantly drives high tension, high friction, constant chaos, which is handled very beautifully and well because of the Source engine and because of Valve's black magic when it comes to game design. But on top of that, the actual play area and the way you interact with every object is very streamlined and straightforward. There's not a lot of confusion when it comes to what items do and how to survive, but there is a lot of mastery when it comes to how to use them effectively and how to ultimately come out on top with what you're given. I think what makes Left 4 Dead 2 so unique in the style of game that it offers is its ability to cut a lot of the fat and bullshit that I think bogs down modern day games. There's no perks, there's no hero abilities. Everyone is pretty much the same, and it all comes down to skill. It's one of my favorite types of games where it's easy to learn but difficult to truly master. Playing through the same maps over and over again sounds like that gets very repetitive and tiring. However, because of the mix-up of how infected work and also the random spawns of weapons and situations you find yourself in, playing through those same scenarios over and over and over again feels refreshing each time. I think what's so interesting about Left 4 Dead 2 is its fairly high production value. Can go by very quickly and unnoticed, just because of how streamlined most of the game and the environments are. To be honest, this game still looks really great. Even though this game's 15 years old, I still think it looks pretty impressive given all the effects and decals and constant zombies running around everywhere. One thing that truly sets Left 4 Dead 2 apart, though, is its sound design. Left 4 Dead 2 truly is a testament to Valve's black magic voodoo game design, which has somehow made one of the greatest asymmetric horror games that rivals modern day releases. This is definitely one of those games that's worthwhile to explore the director's commentary, just to see how much work and effort went into the gore system alone, and also the construction of maps and the flow of how combat works in a lot of the situations. I think playing as the infected sometimes can be a lot of fun too. Being responsible for all that chaos and also the main source of a player's bad day is an experience that's very tense and very funny at the same time. But locking in as one of the survivors really gives you that feeling of the last man on earth or last stand that this game tries to evoke. Truly, you're in a fight for survival, and one small mistake could spell death for yourself and your team. There's one thing I could possibly change about current day Left 4 Dead 2. I would like to see some balances made to the survivors and the infected. I feel like with how everyone has become very accustomed to how the game works and its mechanics, it would be nice to see a little bit of a mix-up or a bit more variety with how you can tackle certain situations. Survivors definitely have an advantage in this game, so it would be nice to give Infected a bit more of a chance of survival as well, or a bit more of a chance of causing havoc. And especially when you're paired with new players, you can get really screwed out when your newbie infected teammate runs in and dies immediately. If they were to change anything additional or switch up anything within this game nowadays, I would like them to maybe look at rebalancing or reworking how some of the infected plays. Ultimately, the survivor class is going to be the most overpowered class, and that's by design to make sure players stay alive as long as possible. But it would be nice to have some more options of variety to attacking with the infected side, or even some balance tweaks such as longer range attacks for certain infected, or helping certain infected spawn a bit better. With the game being 15 years old and $2 on Steam right now, you must think that there's probably not a huge population. But to be honest, there's quite a population even for this weekend, which is the 15-year anniversary and free weekend. But even afterwards, typically, Left 4 Dead 2 typically hovers around 15 to 20,000 players on average. So you're almost always guaranteed to find a game in some form or fashion within Left 4 Dead 2. Unfortunately, you might not always find the game type you're looking for. Actually, this weekend I ran into a lot of issues trying to find a versus survival game, which is my personal favorite game mode, but you could always probably hop into a quick versus campaign lobby with no problem. Additionally, the AI for Left 4 Dead 2 is sufficient enough where you could also play solo if need be. They're not the greatest. They have moments where they super around or get lost like small dogs, but they fulfill the need of keeping you protected or covering your back when needed. So if the last time you played Left 4 Dead 2 was on your Xbox 360 or way back in the day, it's definitely worth revisiting because the game is totally different now. Even after 15 years, Valve's greatest strength is its ability to work as a team with its community members and dedicated fans that keep Left 4 Dead 2 alive and well.